What if I told you that the most powerful medicine in the world isn't in a pharmacy, but it's actually deep inside you? And what if there's this spiritual key, something as ancient as humanity itself, that can heal not just your body, but all those invisible wounds in your soul? You know how it is. We go through life, we accumulate pains, and sometimes it just feels like something inside is screaming for help, but we just don't know how to listen. Well, today we're going to find that key.
Okay, let's just dive right into this big question. So often, we look outside for solutions, right? For the chronic pain, the exhaustion, or just that nagging feeling of being disconnected. But what if all that ancient wisdom was onto something? What if it's all pointing us back to this one question? Are we even looking in the right place? Or is the real source of our healing already inside of us, just waiting to be unlocked? So, to really get to the bottom of this, we're going to go on a little journey together. First, we'll learn how to decode your body's hidden language. Then, we'll dig up some ancient keys to healing. After that, we'll get into the science of energy and frequency, and you. And then, the really fun part, I'll share a practical technique for manifestation. And finally, we'll see how healing is really just about returning home to who you are. So first up, your body's hidden language. To really get spiritual healing, we have to learn to read the signals our body is sending us, constantly. Think about it, every ache, every bit of tension. It's not some random mistake, it's a coded message. It's a sign that something deep inside of us has lost its balance. Let's totally reframe this. Instead of seeing our body as this enemy that's failing us, what if we saw it as our greatest ally? One that's trying to tell us what our mind refuses to accept. You see, an illness isn't a punishment, it's a messenger. It only shows up when the soul just can't take the silence anymore, when we've pushed down an inner truth for way too long. It's the voice of your deepest self finally saying, hey, it is time for a change.
And this idea, it's not new at all. For centuries, spiritual traditions have literally mapped our emotions to specific parts of the body. Take Chinese medicine, for instance. It teaches that the liver is where anger gets stored. So if you're constantly bottling up frustration, your liver gets energetically overloaded. The lungs, they're tied to sadness and grief. That's why a really deep sigh can feel so incredibly releasing. And the stomach, well, it doesn't just digest food, it digests our life experiences. So chronic indigestion could be a huge sign that you're struggling to stomach a situation in your life. And your knees, they represent our flexibility. So chronic knee problems might just be pointing to some inner stubbornness or difficulty letting go of ego.
And this, right here, perfectly illustrates the whole point of these messages. I know it can be a little tough to hear, but so many people who've gone through a serious illness say that the crisis was the very thing that reconnected them to their true purpose. It's like the mystic poet Rumi said, the wound is the place where the light enters you. That pain literally opens a door that might have stayed shut forever. So, let's move on and see how this all connects. For thousands of years, healing wasn't just a physical thing. It was this sacred process that involved your body, your mind, and your spirit all together. The ancients just knew that our pain doesn't just appear out of thin air. This understanding is woven through so many cultures. In ancient Egypt, healers were also priests who worked with our subtle bodies, the energetic layers around our physical form. In India's Vedic tradition, they talk about prana, which is our life force energy. Illness is just a blockage of this energy in centers they call chakras. And in shamanic traditions, trauma can cause soul loss, where bits of our energy break off, and healing means doing rituals to bring those pieces back. Even in ancient Greece, thinkers like Plato argued that to heal the body, you absolutely have to start by healing the soul.
So, what's the big unifying principle here? What do they all agree on? It's this beautiful understanding that the body is a temple for the soul, that every single physical issue has a deeper energetic root cause, that you can't just fix one part, you have to heal the whole person. And most importantly, that what happens on the inside is always reflected on the outside.
This is captured perfectly by the ancient Hermetic principle, as above, so below, as within, so without. It means our inner world, our thoughts, our emotions, our spirit, it directly creates our outer world, including our physical health. An illness isn't some random punishment, it's a mirror, showing us exactly what needs our attention on a deeper level. And that brings us right to our third section, energy, frequency, and you. Now this is where we dive into that invisible world where healing really truly begins. Because everything, and I mean everything from your thoughts to your body to your illnesses, it all has a specific frequency. Long before a problem ever shows up in your body, it first appears in your energetic field, what a lot of people call the aura. When we hold on to dense emotions like fear or guilt or anger that we haven't processed, they create actual blockages. This stagnant energy disrupts the natural flow of our life force, and eventually, it leads to physical problems. But on the flip side, when our energy is flowing freely, fueled by things like love and gratitude, we feel alive, we feel vital, we feel healthy.
And listen, this isn't just some mystical idea. As the genius inventor Nikola Tesla said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. The exact same thing applies to you. Your personal vibration literally determines what you attract, how you feel, and even how fast you can heal.
So, how do we manage our vibration? Well, it's all about conscious choice. Think of it like a scale. Every single day, we make choices that either raise our frequency or lower it. On one side, you've got things like gratitude, love, spending time in nature. These things lift you up and strengthen your energy field. And on the other side, you've got toxic habits, negative thought loops, and unresolved conflict, and those drag you down. The key is to be just as mindful of our energetic diet as we are of our physical one, and always try to tip the scales toward what nourishes our soul.
Okay, so now that we get the connection between our energy, our body, and our consciousness, it's time to go from theory to action. This next section is a super practical technique you can use to align your energy field and really accelerate healing from the inside out.
This practice is really powerful, and it's based on 3 simple pillars. First up is sacred silence. You start by finding a quiet spot and just focusing on your breath, releasing toxins and tension with every single exhale. This preps your inner channel. Second is creative visualization. Once you're calm, you imagine this brilliant healing light just expanding from your heart, filling every cell and dissolving anything that doesn't belong. The key part is to feel the harmony. The third pillar is the creative word. You seal the deal with affirmations, using your voice or your thoughts to command the energy to create healing.
And hey, to make this even more powerful, here are a few pro tips. Try to practice it daily, especially first thing in the morning or right before bed when your subconscious is wide open. Keep a journal to track how you feel and the progress you're making. Maybe create a little sacred space, an altar with candles or crystals, just to amplify your intention. And most importantly, focus on the feeling of already being healed.
And that brings us to our final and maybe most important section. Because healing, when you really get down to it, isn't about fixing a broken machine. It's about coming back to your roots. It's about returning to the truth of your being, where your soul and your body are in this perfect, harmonious dance.
Let's be crystal clear about the biggest takeaway here. You are not just a body that needs to be cured. You are a creative consciousness that has the power to activate miracles. That technique we just talked about, it's just a bridge between your desire to heal and the conscious action that makes it real. Because you are the channel. You are the healer, and you are the miracle.
Ultimately, the entire goal is to come back to this state of one, a state of oneness where your mind, your body, and your spirit are all aligned and working together as a single beautiful, harmonious unit. When your energy is coherent, when your vibration is high, and your intention is clear, your body just responds. It's like a finely tuned instrument playing a perfect song.
So I'll leave you with this one last thought. Maybe, just maybe, you can start to see any illness not as an enemy you have to defeat, but as a teacher that showed up to show you what needs to be released, what needs to be forgiven, and what needs to be embraced. The power to do all of this is already inside you. Your body is speaking. The only question left is, are you ready to listen?